Those are folks meet, where they shop, where they eat. The beautiful Devonshire Mall.
Christmas shopping hours are now 9:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Monday through Saturday at Devonshire Mall, where Christmas is for kids.
Convenient Devonshire Mall.
The Maple Leafs and the Pittsburgh Penguins last met almost a month ago, November 5th at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, and they played one of the few low-scoring games seen in the NHL this year. John Anderson gave the Leafs a 1-0 lead. Mark Johnson tied it for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then on a third-period assist from Anderson, the game's first star, Laurie Boschman scored the winning goal. The beaten goaltender is Greg Millen. Since then, the Leafs and the Penguins have both been slumping. In 10 games since they last met, the Penguins and the Leafs have identical 2-6-2 records, goals against higher than goals for. The Penguins come to the Gardens tonight with two ex-Leafs in the lineup. Dave Burrows, back to Pittsburgh, with whom he began his NHL career in 1971. And Paul Gardner gets another shot at the NHL after being in the minors. And the minors, that's where the two new Leafs obtained for Burrows and Gardner are as of yesterday. Kim Davis and Paul Marshall demoted by Toronto.
CBET Sports Special. Exciting National Hockey League action featuring the Toronto Maple Leafs at home and on the road. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Molson, brewers of Molson Canadian Lager beer.
Home for the Maple Leafs has hardly been sweet home lately. The Leafs try again tonight at the Gardens against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Hodge, and we paint this game for what it is, a match between two struggling teams. The Penguins, not in a playoff spot at the moment, have been hit hard by injuries all season long, and of course, Dave Burrows and Paul Gardner aren't the only two ex-Leafs in this Pittsburgh team. Rick Kehoe, Randy Carlyle, and George Ferguson happen to be 1, 2, 3 in Pittsburgh scoring. The Leafs get an injured player back tonight. Robert Picard rejoins the lineup on defense, and the Leafs will show a newcomer on defense, Barry Melrose, acquired from the Winnipeg Jets. You might wonder, if he can't help the last-place Jets, what do the Leafs want with him? Well, we might get an indication tonight. The Leafs say they like his physical nature in front of the net, his ability to move opposing forwards away from the goal. The Leafs have not been doing that very well, and we'll find out if Melrose can help. Bill Hewitt will be calling the play-by-play of tonight's Pittsburgh-Toronto game. Brian McFarland will join him in the broadcast booth, and Bob Golden will have highlights and comments during the intermission. We'll return with our hockey coverage in just a moment.
Get in on the fastest, most exciting harness racing around. Come to Windsor Raceway for another fast-track harness racing season. Great horses and top drivers on Windsor's record-breaking spiral-graded track. You could take home your own piece of the action with all the excitement of big-time racing. Set the pace for another great season of great harness racing action and make this your year, the year of the winner. Windsor Raceway, minutes from downtown Detroit in Windsor.
Clear the shop, I want some pop. Look at all the flavors. Take what you want.
Orange, great. Cream soda. Ginger's ale.
And I'll have a plain soda water.
Maybe I didn't go far in school, but there's one thing I've learned from my mom and dad.
Look after the nickels and dimes, and the dollars will look after themselves.
Right?
Right on!
They've got big bottles, too.
Hey, Windsor, have I got a nose for value?
There's something naturally pleasing about us at Woves. If you haven't time to come in, use our drive-thru for quick, friendly service.
Good morning, welcome to Woves. Can I take your order, please?
I would like a biscuit breakfast, please.
Woves Biscuit Breakfast. A freshly baked biscuit topped with egg, Swiss cheese, and ham.
Here's your order, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Get fresh at Woves.
Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, the Pittsburgh Penguins play the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Penguins, winless in their 5 games on the road, have had pretty good luck here at the Gardens lately. They're 8-6-3 in their last 17 visits here. Barry Melrose is the new man in the Leaf lineup, a fairly rugged defenseman. And something that's hard to come by, Bill, in defenseman, a right-hand shot. So we'll get a good look at him tonight, number 26. Right now, we're ready for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join Ralph Fraser at the organ and sing "O Canada."
Officials for tonight's game. Ron Harris is the referee. Wayne Forsey and Paul Flaherty are the two linesmen. The goalkeepers tonight. We have Rob Howell with an average of 4.67, and then Yuri Sierra with an average of 4.11. Very interesting hockey game tonight, just to see where these teams are going to move or not.
They're not going to win the Vezina with those averages, though.
They certainly are. All set to go with Greg Malone at center ice. That's Ferguson, number 11, on the right side. The puck is cleared in. That's Dave Burrows shooting it out to center ice. It goes back to Robert Picard, number 4, shot it in offside. And we'll have a face-off outside the blue line.
Well, I asked Eddie Johnson, coach of Pittsburgh, how he planned to play the Leafs tonight. And he said, we're going to try to forecheck them. They've had a tendency lately to give up the puck in their own zone. And, of course, Sierra is not the greatest at handling the puck. So look for the Penguins to move in quickly.
Rod Shutt on the left wing for Pittsburgh. Failed to get the puck. Comes back to Robert Picard in his own territory. He's playing out there with Borja Salming. Over to DeLego to Vive. Back for DeLego. It was behind him. And it's picked up by Shutt of Pittsburgh. Clears it over the line. Ferguson goes after it. Ferguson takes the shot. Sierra stopped that. Here's right in front again. And Yuri Sierra slides out and covers up.
Oh, Rod Shutt following up on the play. Missed a splendid scoring chance after Ferguson went through the Leaf defense. They looked a little weak at the blue line. Now we have line changes as Sierra came up with a big stop. Sierra wearing that cage-type mask deflects the first shot away. Now watch Rod Shutt come into your picture here. 23 as Sierra jams down with the pads, and the bouncing puck is right behind him, and he is able to cover up.
Greg Shepard out there now at center for Pittsburgh as the two lines have changed. Pima with Tip Martin, and it goes up to center ice. Shot back in by number 5, Mario Faubert, into the corner. Sittler goes after it. Now we have a bit of a mix-up. Melrose into a mix-up right from the beginning as he took his player into the boards. That's number 28, Jim Hamilton.
Well, it didn't take Melrose very long to get into the thick of things here. He came in with a reputation as somebody who could move players out from in front of the goaltender. And he picked a pretty tough opponent in Jim Hamilton. The young Penguin, Barry Melrose, picked up from the Winnipeg Jets, number 26. Dave Burrows said to him before the game, they passed just outside our television studio. Make sure you play well wearing that number.
From Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, this is Bill Hewitt with Brian McFarland.
The everything place for everyone's taste. The beautiful Devonshire Mall. Where Windsor folks meet, where they shop, where they eat. The beautiful Devonshire Mall.
Tuesday, December 9th is Children's Shopping Night at Devonshire Mall, where Christmas is for kids.
The beautiful Devonshire Mall. Convenient Devonshire Mall. The wonderful.
2 minutes for roughing, 5 minutes for fighting.
Melrose gets the additional minor penalty, and I think you'll see why on the replay. He started the altercation from the corner, taking a swat at Hamilton here with the right hand. So he gets a minor, then they drop the gloves, and they both get major fighting penalties. Hamilton from Barrie, Ontario, 23 years old. Melrose, just acquired from the Winnipeg Jets. And very happy to be in the Toronto organization. As a child in Saskatchewan, he said he grew up, and his heroes were Tim Horton and Alan Stanley and Dave Keon and others. Bill started Picard in the first shift tonight along with Salmi. He's back after missing 8 games.
And he's out there now with Borja Salming, Ian Turnbull, and David Shan. So they've got 4 defensemen out there as Randy Carlisle goes back for Pittsburgh in behind his own net. Starts to bring the puck up to center ice. Got Ross Lounsbury on the right. Goes over to Faubert, shot it across the goal mouth. Picked up by Lounsbury, number 18 of Pittsburgh. Clears it in back of the net past Keogh. And the Leafs just shoot it out to center ice. Randy Carlisle and Faubert was given a shot from behind by Faubert, number 5. And Mario Faubert will go to the penalty box.
Well, that's a really foolish penalty when you have the man advantage to equalize in that manner. Mario Faubert goes off with 1:27 left in the penalty to Melrose.
Number 5, Mario Faubert.
Picard coming off that injury, steps over the blue line and is
Mario Faubert for
interfered with right there with the stick by Mario Faubert.
So that eliminates the man advantage. Paul Gardner was out there, but now he's being replaced. He and Rick Keogh leave the ice. It's Darryl Sittler out there with Picard, Borja Salming, and Paymo. It's Salming over the line. Salming is knocked down, and Pittsburgh get a chance. Coming down the ice now is McAdam. There's a shot, and he drove it wide. Stackhouse keeps the puck in for Pittsburgh. Captain is bumped against the boards. Goes back to the net. Goes over to the far side to Wilf Paymo, number 99. Paymo picking his way out with Sittler to center. Over into Pittsburgh territory is Borja Salming in the corner. Shovels it ahead to Paymo. Paymo goes back to Turnbull. Turnbull took a shot right on. Holland had no trouble with that. Burrows tries to get it out along the boards. McAdam is given a bump. Paymo tried to get to it. Turnbull had it deflect off his stick into the crowd.
37 seconds left in Melrose's penalty. There's Picard at the bench, subject to trade rumors the last couple of days with Montreal. Rumor had it Dennis Herron and Napier coming to the Leafs for Picard. I don't know where people hear of these things, Bill. I know Punch Imlach never says much about trades he might be contemplating, but they say it's nothing more than talk. Some strange-looking characters in the crowd. Laurel and Hardy, maybe.
Laurie Boschman is out there, number 12, with John Anderson, Turnbull, and Shand. Number 19 for Pittsburgh is Greg Shepard, out there along with Peter Lee, as the teams play 5-a-side. Peter Lee lost the puck. Here's Turnbull coming down over the line. Let's one go right on. Holland stops that and goes down and covers up.
Rob Holland drawing the starting assignment here tonight. He's winless so far this year. He's played 6 games as Greg Millen has had the burden of the work for Pittsburgh. 4 losses, 2 ties for Rob Holland.
Melrose has 18 seconds left in his penalty, while Mario Faubert has 51 seconds. Those are the minor penalties. Melrose and Hamilton still have 5-minute majors. Sittler ready to face off. That's Greg Shepard, number 19. He wins the draw. Taken by Turnbull. Comes back. Salming a shot right on the rebound, and Paymo couldn't get to it. Puck goes back out to center ice. Over here for Turnbull on the left wing. He shot it over the line, and it's offside. Darryl Sittler on the right side.
The 2-minute minor to Melrose is almost up. Curtin serving that. Melrose has the additional 5 to serve for fighting, along with Hamilton.
No score in the game. We have 17 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the first period. Lee shoots the puck on a backhand down in to Leaf territory. Back out is Curtin, who served a minor penalty of Melrose's. Then it's brought by Maloney. He's over the line. Maloney being watched there by Bennett Wolf. Maloney trying to get it loose. Wolf shoved it with his glove, didn't put his hand over the puck. Leafs with Sittler unable to keep it in. Selming into Wilf Paymal. Paymal comes back over the line. Trying to pass for Sittler. Intercepted by Randy Carlyle. He shoots the puck down the ice. And going back to touch it is Turnbull. Turnbull, a long pass for Maloney off his skate. Stackhouse of Pittsburgh carries it to the Leaf blue line. It hits Maloney and goes back to Syrup. Salming then to Maloney. Maloney just tips it out to center ice. Dave Burrows gets it over to George Ferguson. Ferguson of Pittsburgh. Missed a body check. Puck is loose. Ferguson nearly got it to number 12, Greg Malone. They go to the corner. They jam against the boards, and they get a whistle. The score is the Pittsburgh Penguins 0, the Toronto Maple Leafs 0.
Perry picked the pleasure pack. Paul picked the pleasure pack. Pam and Penny picked the pleasure pack. Now you say, why did Perry, Paul, Pam, and Penny pick the pleasure pack? Because they know Molson puts 2 of Canada's favorite beers in the pleasure pack. Molson Export, Molson Canadian. That's why Perry picked the pleasure pack. And Patrick picked the pleasure pack. And Peter picked the pleasure pack. And Perry.
The Molson Pleasure Pack. 2 great beers in one.
Well, we're back live at Maple Leaf Gardens. Face off in Leaf territory. Shot off the glass by Farish, and Anderson relays it to Saganek. Saganek for Bosch when it was behind him. Greg Malone now has it for Pittsburgh. Malone is stopped at center ice, and Farish shoots the puck into the corner. It's shot over the glass by Rob Holland, and we'll get a face-off.
George Ferguson, the ex-Leaf, had a great year with Pittsburgh last year. He also scored a record of 3 goals in 1 period in Stanley Cup playoffs. It ties a record. Very popular fellow in a Pittsburgh uniform.
Larry Boschman knocks Greg Malone down. Anderson chops it out past Shan. It's Farish for Anderson. Anderson overskates the puck. Now he gets it loose. Anderson closing in with a shot off the goal post. Individual effort by John Anderson as he wraps one off the post.
Well, at the top of the show, we saw Anderson having a good game against Pittsburgh last time out.
This is NHL Hockey Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Everyone has a best friend, and at Living Things, your best friend is waiting for you. At Living Things, there's a wide selection of pets. Puppies, cats, hamsters, birds large and small, and hundreds of fish. They all want to be your special friend. And the experts there will help you select a pet and give you advice on how to care for it. Visit Living Things in the Malden Village Mall, Windsor, or the Chatham Place Mall in Chatham.
Greg Malone, who's been out with a lot of injuries in the last year for Pittsburgh, is called for hooking on Anderson as he rips one off the goalpost with a crossbar and then high into the crowd. 4:42 the time.
15-18 remaining in this first period. There's no score in the game. The puck cleared by Randy Carlyle right to Pat Hickey. Pat Hickey gets it back of the net for Derlego. Bill Derlego out in front, and he missed his Rick 5, and it's shot down the ice.
Leafs trying to set up from behind the Pittsburgh goal, Bill. That's the sort of play that Gretzky loves to use a lot with Edmonton.
And down the left side comes Turnbull to center ice. Turnbull shoots the puck around on the glass. It's stopped there by Vibe. He goes to the other side. There's nobody there. Peter Lee then was checked by Turnbull, got over quickly. Paddock, he shoots it around to the other side. Randy Carlyle after that. Ricky Vibe stops that. Vibe trying to center it. Back of the net into the corner. Moving up was Bill Derligo, was hauled down, and Lee comes up with it for Pittsburgh. Lee comes down the ice, trying to get around Salming. Salming takes him to the corner, and then takes the puck away from him, carrying it back of the net to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull coming out of his own territory. A pass over to Salming, too far, and it's shot right back down the ice. 46 seconds left in the penalty to Greg Malone. Leafs still with a man advantage. Long pass to Maloney. Maloney shot it into the corner. Sittler goes after it. Tried to center it, and the Pittsburgh Penguins just shoot the puck down the ice. Going back for it is Robert Picard, but Sira got it over to Borja Salming, number 21. Then over to Picard. Picard, a pass up on the right side of Pimon. Pimon takes the shot. Howland has no trouble with that, and he shoots it out. Picard goes back for it. Over onto the right side for Pimon. Tried to hit Dan Maloney, and Pittsburgh just clear it down with 2 seconds left in the penalty. Malone is back out. Here he comes. Now it's the Leafs coming back again. Pimon takes his shot. Holland stopped that. Picard to drive. The rebound. Maloney just missed it. Here it's back to Sittler, a shot. And Sittler was turned around before he could get it on the rebound. Back up for number 30, Paul Gardner. Shot the puck in. Paul Gardner's out there at center now. Rick Keogh's on the right side. And they get a whistle. This is the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
For the cold winter, a warm sheepskin or leather coat from Canadian Sheepskin and Leather Manufacturing. Choose from a varied selection of ladies' and men's sheepskin and leather coats, car coats, jackets, and vests. We're also taking orders for ladies and men's extra large and tall sizes. For our American customers, we honor the daily bank rate on U.S. funds. Canadian Sheepskin and Leather Manufacturing Limited, the mark of quality with low prices. 2 convenient locations, 974 Howard Avenue at Erie and 7631 Tecumseh Road East in Pickwick Plaza.
Shots on goal so far. Toronto out shooting the Penguins 8-2.
And it's Paul Gardner at center with Rick Keogh on one wing, Lonsbury, number 18, on the other. Bobert, number 5, and Randy Carlyle are the 2 defensemen. Now then, Leafs getting a little confused as to what positions they're supposed to be in. It comes back to the blue line. A shot by Carlyle, and Sira went down and covered up.
See, Gardner showed good work on the face-off. He won it cleanly from Borja Salming. Gardner wearing number 30. They apparently lost some Pittsburgh sweaters, or some were stolen. He'll get number 20 when they get a new set. Said his brother Dave is playing very well in Switzerland. Loves it over there. Has 30 goals with the Swiss team.
Boschman against Gardner. Gardner won the draw again. Carlyle a shot, and Sira stopped that. Gardner has it again. Tips it off to Rick Keogh. Keogh trying to fight puck to Gardner. Oh, and that shot was stopped by Turnbull, who slid in front. Back come the Leafs with Rocky Saginaw shooting it in. He's dumped by Carlyle. Puck is off the glass. Laurie Boschman tried to center it. Turnbull lets one go. Holland grabs that and holds on.
Well, Bill, I was in Tillsonburg on Thursday to watch the Flying Fathers. In fact, I even played a couple of shifts with them. Play against the Tillsonburg team. Who is that fella out there? My gosh. On that bad leg, he gets around all right. Anyway, there'll be a special on the intermission about the Flying Fathers visit. They wanted to ordain me, but I knew what that meant. A pie in the face. Nope, no thanks.
The puck goes into the corner. It's cleared by Stackhouse, but not out. Borja Salming a shot, and Holland had to come out and cover up there.
Well, I know Mayor Armstrong of Tillsonburg and Hector Verhoeven was talking to him today. He said they raised about $8,000 at that Flying Fathers benefit hockey game.
Robert Picard out on the defense. As the puck goes to the corner, Dave Burrows is knocked off the puck. Stackhouse of Pittsburgh shot it to the blue line, but not out. Salming lets the shot go. That's high and wide. Pittsburgh trying to get the puck out. Number 24, Pat Hughes, getting it to center ice. Rory Boschman to Borja Salming. Ahead to Saginaw, and Saginaw couldn't control it. Comes back to Salming. He nearly got trapped. The puck goes over the line. Boschman tried to get through. Cleared out by Hughes. A long pass over on the far side. Coming in is McCallum, and he's hauled down. Play goes right on, and it goes back out to center ice. Burrows over the line, and it's broken up. Picard, a long shot. After it is Vive. Vive fakes the shot, gets it back there. Holland stopped that on the short side. Nice move by Ricky Vive. Derligo shot it to an open wing. There wasn't anybody there. Now Parrish is out on the defense with Shan. Puck is carried around back of the net into the corner, racing after it. Rod Shutt gets it back. Randy Carlisle, a shot. Sierra stops that. He doesn't know where it is, but the whistle goes. We'll have a face-off. With the score, Pittsburgh nothing, Toronto nothing. Our telecast returns in a moment.
Pro Speed & Custom, experts in car, van, and four-wheel drive dress-up, has the custom accessories to enhance your vehicle's appearance. With a wide selection of rear window louvers, running boards for pickups and vans, flares, spoilers, bay windows, vents, roll bars, and mag wheels. For a truly distinguished vehicle you'll drive with a sense of pride. For the smooth ride you deserve, check out the quality radial tires. Computer tire balancing available. Pro Speed & Custom, your car, van, and four-wheel drive dress-up center with 2 convenient locations to serve you.
Still no score, just over half a period to play in the first period as we look at Bill Durdag over the Leafs.
Okay, Brian, we're all set to go now. The puck goes from the face-off. The Leafs bring it out. That's Ricky Vive, and his pass over on the wing for Hickey. Vive keeps fighting for it. Trying to center it. He did. Oh, and that shot was just wide by Pat Hickey. Cleared out and down the ice by number 23, Rod Shutt of Pittsburgh. Leafs in possession, just drive it past Faubert. Going back to get it is Randy Carlisle, and they're going to call that one icing.
That gives us a chance to look at a play a moment ago. Here's Ricky Vive, made a good deke to get around his man, then took a backhand shot toward the corner and just off the side of the net, off the side of the post. Almost eluded Rob Holland, the starting netminder here tonight. There's Vive's record in 22 games.
All set for the face-off. Greg Malone lost the draw. The Leafs with Hickey getting it up to Ricky Vive. Vive made a move and just about got by Randy Carlisle. He's cleared it to the far wing and wrapped out to George Ferguson. Ferguson comes down for Pittsburgh over the line. Left it there. There's nobody there. And the Leafs return. Pat Hickey over to Bill Derligo. Derligo gets it to Shan. Over here, shot and fired wide by Vive. 4 of them went in. Now it's Ferguson back. Hit Malone. Pat Hickey covered Faubert, but Malone gets back to recover at center ice for Pittsburgh. Shot the puck in. Surratt to Shan. Shan bringing the puck up to his own blue line to center. Takes a long shot. Holland missed it with his glove, but it was off the net. Sittler tried to center it. It's cleared by Gardner, but not out. That shot was wide. Lonsbury clears it right on a Piedmont stick. There's a drive. Holland stopped that. Burrows again shoots it off the boards, and it hops over the stick of Melrose and goes down the ice. Pass comes up through center. Picked off, pushed ahead with a glove, then we'll get a whistle. 9:12 remaining in the first period, and there's no score.
Bill, I mentioned how well received we were in Tillsonburg the other night. Now I'll move a little further west for a big night coming up Monday, February 16th, as the people in Essex County salute our show Hockey Night in Canada. That'll be a great night of entertainment. The stars from Hollywood and stars from the NHL join together for a spectacular at the Cleary Auditorium.
Turn ball to Paymont. Paymont trying to get it out in front to Martin. Martin gets it out in front, but it's picked off by Gardner. Paul Gardner comes back to center with Stackhouse. Over the line. Shot it wide of the net. Pamo covers Lonsbury. It ends up on top of the net, cleared to the blue line, but not out. Keogh took a shot wide. Then Burroughs' shot. That was deflected. Now we have Turnbull knocking Gardner down, and that's a penalty. Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
I'm into having some fun, you see. Good times for you, you and me. Let's break away for the good times. Good times feeling free. Breaking away to Canadian. Breaking away to the good times.
Penalty taken when Turnbull had Paul Gardner all tied up. You could see to the right of your screen there. Interference certainly the call at 11:20. Men to watch in the power play. Keogh with 6 power play goals and Ferguson with 4.
Paul Gardner remains out there with Lonsbury, Keogh, Carlisle. He's got the puck. There's the shot high and wide. Keogh gets it back, but he shot it down the ice.
Bill Carlisle's had a very strong first period for the Penguins tonight. There he is now.
Yes, he certainly has, and so has Ricky Vibe for the Maple Leafs. Goes over to Carlisle, hands it back to him. Moves up to the blue line, up at center, a quick pass to Lonsbury. Lonsbury gets it over the line. Gardner was checked. Carlisle follows up, gets it into Lonsbury. Lonsbury, but oh, and Gardner just popped that one right off the pad. Yuri Sura. Salming just shoots the puck down the ice, grabs at Greg Shepard. Randy Carlisle coming up to his own blue line, up at center. A long shot, ends up in the corner. Rick Keogh can't control it, and it's shot by Curtin down the ice. Salming goes up to do a bit of forechecking. It's cleared into the corner. Salming nearly stole the puck, goes after it again. And finally, Greg Malone of Pittsburgh to Carlisle. Carlisle, a pass to Malone. Malone coming up with Ferguson. Shot it over the line. Picard and Shan go after it. Ends up behind the net. Ferguson is there, trying to center it. Goes into the corner. And that's shut with it. Number 23 of Pittsburgh trying to find Stackhouse. Still has it. Goes to Ferguson. Back it comes to the blue line. A shot, and that is deflected wide. Wilf Pemo wraps it off the boards and down the ice. Harry Martin goes after it this time. Stepped into Mario Faubert. Goes to Ferguson. 1 second left in Turnbull's penalty. He's out of the penalty box. Teams are back at full strength. And it's Melrose flipping the puck out to center ice. Now it's over the line as Parrish takes his man into the boards. Also in there, Anderson. Melrose just out in front of that net. Puck goes loose. Melrose stays there in front of the net. Stackhouse runs into Turnbull. It's McAdams centering it out in front. Now then, Stackhouse's shot. Another try. And that is knocked by the Leafs down the ice. 5 minutes, 58 seconds remaining in the first period as the Penguins came awfully close. Hughes gets the puck out to center. Salming getting it over to John Anderson. Anderson is trying to get through. He is hooked and held and everything else, so there's going to be a penalty. With 5 minutes and 42 seconds left to play in the first period, the score, Pittsburgh nothing, Toronto nothing.
This winter, pick your own. Fly from Windsor to the sun. Once again, Key Tours offers super bargain flights to Fort Lauderdale. Each Friday evening, there's a non-stop charter flight priced from only $169 U.S., including steak and champagne, too. Book now and enjoy your own this winter. Key Tours, your complete no-service charge travel agency.
That's the second penalty that Anderson has drawn in this period. This one holding by Dave Burrows at 14-18. Earlier, he was interfered with by Mario Faubert.
Boschman, Anderson, and Saganak with Salming and Picard as the puck is driven down the ice. Yuri Sura leaves it there for Picard, who is the first man back. Picard over to Salming. A quick pass over on the right side to Laurie Boschman. Boschman gets around Randy Carlyle. Comes right out in front. There's the shot. Oh, and Anderson had the rebound, and he shot it over top of the net. Here it goes to Picard, then to Salming. Shot it for Boschman. Anderson, who's done everything but score, gets it back to Salming again. A shot. Holland stops that. Play is called, and we'll get a face-off.
Boy, Anderson missed a great scoring chance as he popped one right over Rob Holland in the Pittsburgh net. Earlier, Gardner missed one at the other end. Now, here's the play developing. Rob Holland in goal for Pittsburgh tonight. Now, watch the rebound come right out. There's Anderson. Had a corner, up and over. Oh, my.
Had the whole net to shoot at on that one.
He knows it.
A good play by Laurie Boschman.
Well, how do you explain that to the coach?
You can't. It goes back to the blue line. It's Salming getting it for Sittler to Pimon. Wilfie Pimon. A pass for Picard. Picard went too far. Tried to get it out in front. Holland covers up with his glove.
So we mentioned the Flying Fathers, and they'll be featured on the intermission. And one of the, I guess, the most famous of all the Flying Fathers is Father Les Costello. And he played with the Toronto Maple Leafs back in the 40s, was a tremendous hockey player. Entered the priesthood, and for years he's been the kingpin of the Flying Fathers. And of course, he had some trouble. He was in the woods and froze his feet a couple of years ago, and he'll be back with them, they think, very shortly. So we would like to say hello to Father Les Costello.
A great junior with St. Michael's. One of the very best. The puck goes into the corner. It's shot down the ice off the stick of Bennett Wolf. Going back for it is Ian Turnbull with 4 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first period. No score in the game. And it's Salming. A long pass at center. Over on the right side of Pimon. Here comes the center. Score! Will Pimon just inside the goal post.
99 for the Leafs. Gets his 12th goal. With 4:28 left to play in the first period, coming down that right side, he can snap them from there. Here it is, just off the circle, the rim of the circle, into the far corner, and Wolf Payman puts the Leafs in front at 15:32.
Toronto goal scored by number 99, Wolf Payman. Assist number 27, Daryl Sittler.
Sittler and Salming get assists.
15:32. Will Payman from Daryl Sittler and Borja Salming. Time 15:32.
1-0 to score as Burrows is checked by Pat Hickey. He's back of the net. By Saturday, right front. Oh, and Bullerigo was stopped on a nice play by Rob Holland. That was close.
Leafs could very easily be up by 2 now on that as we look at it again. The Leafs already have the 1 goal by Payman. Then this setup from behind the net, right in front. Nobody taking 2 Leafs out of the play. And Ricky Vive, who has really been a tough customer for Pittsburgh to handle here, almost popped it in.
Played by Vive around back of that packet. Hickey's got it. Derlego's out in front. Right in front of the net. And Vive couldn't control it. Keogh comes back. Keogh up at center. Shot the puck for Lonsbury, and Dave Parrish is back there for it. Shot along the boards. Kept in by Burrows. Cleared to the blue line, but not out. Burrows keeps it in again. Paul Gardner tried to come out in front. He was knocked down. Derlego gets the puck, but not out. Burrows shoots it into the corner. Dave Parrish shoots it off the leg to center. Lonsbury goes to Randy Carlyle. Carlyle back to Ron Stackhouse. Stackhouse shoots it. Keogh gets it over the line. Down goes Parrish. And there's going to be a penalty to the Leaf player. Dave Farish, number 23.
Shots on goal to this point in the first period. Toronto 17, Pittsburgh 9 as Farish goes off with 3:24 on the clock. Toronto leading by 1 goal. The goal by Paymon.
Time 16:36.
16:36, hooking to Farish.
16:36.
He was leaning so hard on his own stick trying to hook the Pittsburgh player that Farish went to the ice.
So Pittsburgh Penguins, a man advantage. Greg Malone at center. Ferguson, Keogh, Carlisle, and Greg Shepard. The Leafs counter with Wilf Pema, Borja Salming, Dave Shan, and Robert Picard. It came out right in front of the net. The Leafs finally clear it out. It's up at center for Pema. Pema shot it back to Shan, but he knocked it down with a high stick. That's where play ends.
Leafs are 11th in the league in penalty killing. Robert Picard back after missing 8 games.
Well, we're all set to go with 3:11 remaining now in the first period. Toronto 1, Pittsburgh nothing. Carlisle shoots the puck in. Back of the net it goes. Yuri Sira shoots it off the glass. Borja Salming. And then it's Shan. Got it to the blue line, but not out. Goes over to Rick Keogh. Keogh trying to set it up. Keogh to Shepard. Shepard at the blue line. Back to Keogh. Back to Shepard. Shepard then wrapped it over to Carlisle. Back to Keogh, and he drove it wide. Carlisle keeps the puck in. Goes back to the net. Shan then drives it off the boards. It comes out. Salming nearly put Paymon into the clear. Shan drives it to center ice. Paymon's there again. Well, Paymon tips it over the line. And back comes Pittsburgh. Ferguson comes over, drops it back. They're trying to get it in front. Goes to Carlisle. Shot is there as well. And it's Ricky Vibe who gets it out. Pat Hickey goes after the puck. Shepard is checked. Rick Vibe is knocked down. Chet leaves it back for Carlisle. Coming straight down is Mark Johnson. Johnson hit by Melrose. Melrose in, hammers his check. Comes back to the blue line again. Stackhouse's shot. The rebound. Turnbull gets it out over to center ice. Ron Stackhouse shot the puck in. Back for it is Melrose. And it slides all the way out. Back on the ice is Dave Farish. 1:20 remaining in the first period. Toronto leading 1-0.
Well, the Leafs have been using the body quite vigorously in this first period, and they have not been coughing up the puck in their own zone as Eddie Johnson, the Penguin coach, thought they might. Minute 20 to play, and next Wednesday we have a doubleheader for you. On the 10th, it's Vancouver at Toronto. And then for viewers in Toronto and Hamilton area, the next day, Toronto at Montreal. Watch for it.
Looking forward to that doubleheader.
Yeah.
Puck goes out to the blue line, but not out. Lonsbury took a shot. Sura caught that. Drops it for Salming. Now it's Gardner into Rick Keogh. Keogh out again for Lonsbury. They try to center it, and the Leafs have it. Paymon's pass out to Terry Martin, and he can't get by Burrows. Puck cleared back to Gardner at center. Martin after him. And it goes to Picard. Picard shoots the puck in off the boards. Holland shoots it over to Lonsbury. Lonsbury's pass intercepted by Borja Salming. There's a shot. Oh! And Holland didn't even see it.
Oh, he's still looking for it. He knows where it is, but he's looking straight ahead in dismay because he never saw that puck. And the Leafs lead 2-0, scoring in the last minute of play. 35 seconds. Salming almost lost control of it there. Puck en route through a screen. Where is it, says Holland. Uh-oh. I know now where it is. Unassisted goal to Boreas Salming at 1925.
Boreas Salming unassisted by 1925.
Well, the Leafs have a 2-0 lead with 31 seconds and counting. Here's a long pass over for Paymon. He's going right in on goal. He takes a shot, and Holland stopped that. Paymon was right in. It came out in front for Sittler. Then Martin took a shot. Paymon from the other side jams at it. Randy Carlisle comes up with it to Ferguson. Ferguson with 14 seconds over the Leaf line. Too well covered by Parrish. Shan came over. And it's cleared by Martin at the center ice where Randy Carlisle knocks it down. 2 seconds. It's cleared in with 1 second left, but it was offside.
Malone having words with Paymon, but let's look at the goal by Salming again as he controlled it nicely off his skate, drilled one, and here's what Holland didn't see as the puck went high into the net to give the Leafs the 2-goal margin. Holland has played pretty well in this period. He's had a lot of shots to stop, but 2 have eluded him.
There goes the bell. The face-off was a mere formality. And Yuri Sira played a very steady first period, Brian.
Indeed he did, and the shots on goal were Toronto 20, Pittsburgh 11.
And so the score at the end of the first period, Toronto 2, Pittsburgh nothing.
Breaking away for the good times, heading out with these friends of mine. Breaking away for the good times, feeling good and we're doing fine. You only live once, that's our point of view. Come on and join us, we're counting on you. Breaking away for the good times. Break away to Canadian. Boston Canadian. Breaking away to Canadian. Breaking away to the good times.
Is the pump picking your pocket?
Plymouth turns loose new ways to beat the pump for 81. Front-wheel drive Plymouth Horizon takes you to new heights of gas economy. Up to 40 miles per gallon in city and highway driving. And Horizon does it on lower-priced regular gas. To save you an average 8 cents on every gallon you buy. Front-wheel drive Horizon. Its highs and lows make a lot of sense. From Plymouth, the way to beat the pump.
The Leafs 2 and the Penguins nothing. The shots on goal, 20 for the Leafs officially and 11 for Pittsburgh. The Leafs power play clicking Wilf Paymon's 12th goal of the season, and then in the final minute of play, Boreas Salming made it 2-0, an unassisted goal, his 5th of the year. And with me is ex-Leaf Paul Gardner, now with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I guess it's nice to be back at Maple Leaf Gardens, even though it means playing for another team.
Well, it's certainly nice to be back in the National Hockey League, Dave, and it was a great pleasure for me when I heard I was traded to Pittsburgh, and everything's gone well so far, and I hope it continues to do that.
A former 30-goal scorer in the league. We sat around and wondered, isn't Paul Gardner going to help somebody in this league? And I assume you thought the same thing. Were there nights when you sat in Springfield and wondered why can't anybody make a deal for me?
Well, that's definitely what I thought, especially after the waiver draft at the start of the year. I thought somebody would pick me up, that you know, somebody could use maybe a fourth center to come off the bench and maybe score the odd goal. And it was some long nights for me, but fortunately that's over for a while, and I'm going to try and make the best of it.
Now, when you're in that position, do you say, well, I'd like to go here, I'd like to go there, or I'd like to go anywhere?
That's exactly what it was. I'd like to go anywhere. I talked to my agent, Al Eagleson, and he just said he's trying to get me out of Toronto, and I found out that a couple of teams were trying to get me, which was good to hear, and finally something happened, and I was, in fact, playing against Moncton, Toronto's farm team, and it was a fast plane ride from Moncton to Pittsburgh.
Now, when you hear that it's Pittsburgh, I suppose there are garden spots of the NHL that may be A little more attractive than Pittsburgh, but what was your reaction?
Oh, it didn't matter to me. As you say, it was anywhere I could get out and play in the National Hockey League and try and score maybe 30 goals against for somebody. It didn't matter to me at all. Fortunately, I went with Davey Burrows, and he knows the city, so we've seen a lot of the good spots. You probably just come in and see downtown, Dave. We're going to have a place outside of downtown Pittsburgh, and I'm really enjoying it.
The team has really been hit hard by injuries, and of course that probably paved the way for the trade. Pittsburgh's centermen have been hurt all year long. That must be a problem to go game to game not knowing who's in or who's out.
Right, it definitely is. Greg Malone and Greg Shepard both just came back off injuries, and you know, they're struggling a little bit to get their timing down and everything, and it was a break for me. That's, I think, why I got traded to Pittsburgh, because they had so many hurts, and we're still looking for Oris Kinderchuk to come back. So once these guys get in a little more of a groove and play a few games and we get Kinderchuk back, we'll do all right. But we're struggling a little bit, but we'll just get a couple of games going and get a winning streak going, and we'll be all right.
What are your first impressions of Eddie Johnson? I haven't heard any players say they didn't like him, so I don't expect you'll say that.
No, I like any coach that would make a trade for me, I guess. But Eddie's been great to me. He's given me a lot of confidence, and he's put me on the power play a few times, and it's just been tremendous for me. A new lease on life. It's just fabulous.
Well, it's good to see you back in the NHL, where you belong. Paul Gardner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are trailing the Maple Leafs after one period of play. Coming up next, a look at the Flying Fathers' visit to Tillsonburg, as the score is Toronto 2 and Pittsburgh nothing. Our intermission will continue in just a moment.
Have you ever seen a 300-year-old 14-foot saguaro cactus? Come to Colasante's tropical paradise, all under 2.5 acres of glass blue. Colasante's is not only a retail plant outlet, but a place to see things and do things. Rare exotic birds, cuddly animals to pet, a refreshment area to relax in. All this in southwestern Ontario's largest variety of indoor cactus and tropical plants. Open 7 days a week, only 28 miles from downtown Windsor. Take Highway 3 out of Windsor.
Let's make a deal. This is a Charterways school bus. Charterways keeps it safe by looking for trouble. Daily circle checks, monthly maintenance checks, so there's no trouble. They drive that way too. Their school buses are equipped with easily recognizable warnings. So here's the deal. When he stops with these lights on, you stop. So there's no trouble. Charterways school bus. They carry a very precious cargo.
Hardware wants you to test drive a Hoover, and there's never been a better time or place than right now at Pro Hardware. Save on this Hoover convertible with the famous deep cleaning action, a Pro value for just $89.95. Enjoy bigger savings on this Celebrity 2 with the new Powermatic nozzle, now only $139.95. You'll love the way Hoover cleans, and you'll love the Pro Hardware prices. Available at the Pro Hardware dealer nearest you.
Leafs 2 and Pittsburgh nothing. Pema and Salming scoring for Toronto. Last Thursday, as you've been told, in Tillsonburg, the famous Flying Fathers paid a visit, and they were augmented by a father of a different sort, Brian McFarland, to play the Tillsonburg Old-Timers. Here's Kathy Renwald with the story.
They packed the arena in Tillsonburg for the charity game, and those that couldn't get seats to see the live performance of the Flying Fathers versus the Tillsonburg Glass Old-Timers watched it on closed-circuit TV at the town's auditorium. The red carpet was rolled out for Brian McFarland, who blessed the Flying Fathers with his hockey talent. And from the opening face-off, where Mayor Armstrong did the honors, to the end of the game, the Old-Timers fought circumstances beyond their control. 2,000 people turned out on a cold, snowy night to one of Tillsonburg's best fundraisers. Steve, obviously you have a good turnout tonight. Maybe you can tell us what the evening is all about.
Well, this was basically for the multi-services that is just getting started in Tillsonburg. Jerry Livingston donated a building, and they're refinishing it and starting an executive and so on, and the proceeds from this game are being given by the Knights of Columbus to this multi-services organization.
And you're pleased with the turnout?
Oh, excellent turnout. This would be probably the biggest crowd we've had in about 10 years in this rink.
The multi-service center will be a place where any Tillsonburg resident can get help, any social service he or she may need. Before the night would end, though, the Old-Timers were in the need of a little charity of their own, for the Flying Fathers certainly used extraordinary means to get on the scoreboard. While the Tillsonburg Knights of Columbus had been planning this night for charity for 6 months, the Flying Fathers are seasoned pros at such events. Father Vaughn Quinn is one of the team's most flamboyant performers and not a bad goaltender. He and his teammates, including Father Jack Costello of Tillsonburg, log about 30 games a year, and each one is something special. You're obviously very successful for the charities along the way, though.
Yes, we are, because the people open up their communities to us, and they are most enthusiastic to have us. You know, this team has been going 18 years. So I've only been unfortunate enough to be around for about 7, but they've been going since 1963, and I think they're over the $1.5 million mark, and they play just for charities.
Now, the Tillsonburg Old-Timers were having a most difficult time handling their two-legged opponents before the Fathers introduced a rather ferocious free agent. And the first thing Smitty the Clown and his steed did was harass Old-Timer goalie Hector Verhoeven. While Hector may have been struggling in the nets, the horse obviously wasn't. But finally, it was the Flying Fathers who won this match with the Old-Timers, 13-4, but the real winners were the people of Tillsonburg. This is Kathy Renwald reporting.
Always a great attraction, the Flying Fathers, if you get a chance to see them do so. And next is Bob Golden with highlights of the first period as our intermission continues in a moment.
You can do it, so go to it.
Make us your Christmas gift headquarters for quality Stanley tools at Canadian Tire prices. We have gifts that build it, smooth it, measure it, and level it. Gifts that miter it, mark it, drill it, and cut it.
You can do it.
You can start a home workshop, stuff a stocking, surprise someone special, make something happen.
It's for people like you, people who do Canadian Tire.
The day starts early for the servicemen and women of Union Gas, working to keep energy flowing to over 500,000 homes. Professionals who are trained to service your natural gas equipment and appliances, to provide energy management to modern business, and to our churches, schools, and hospitals. Our emergency servicemen are on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. At Union Gas, there are over 700 servicemen and women who deal with you person to person. At Union Gas, we're ready when you need us.
Is the pump robbing you blind?
Front-wheel drive Plymouth Reliant K and Dodge Aries K. Highest gas economy 6-passenger wagons using lower-priced regular gas. Chevy Citation claims the utility of a wagon. But if you want real wagon room, watch. Citation holds only 41 cubic feet to 69 cubic feet for Reliant and Aries. The only 6-passenger front-wheel drive wagons in North America. From Dodge and Plymouth, the way to beat the pump.
Whatever I choose, I put it on my master. Wherever I can, I put it on my master. Whenever I need it, I put it on my master. Master tires just fine, anywhere, anytime, for whatever I'm after. I can put it on my master.
You're enjoying TV9 Windsor, your station for super sports and Maple Leaf hockey.
The Leafs opened a 2-goal lead in the first period, and where the Maple Leafs are concerned, if they're in a slump and they can't draw Winnipeg, I guess Pittsburgh's the next best bet. The Leafs seem to handle the Penguins pretty well, but when you get 20 shots in a period against anybody, it suggests improvement. Did you see any?
Well, I saw it on the other end, Dave, primarily defensively, which is probably where they've been in so much trouble, giving up too much in their own end. But it was a little encouraging. I've got a couple highlights to show that, you know, to bear that out. And the first one is Ian Turnbull, who I guess some of us have maligned maybe unjustly, but he stayed at home, stayed in front of the net where he should have been and looked after it. And the Pittsburgh team a little pressure on, and the puck coming out to your first intermission guest, and Turnbull came out and made a heck of a save, a good blocking slide on it. And as I say, he was where he was supposed to be, in front of the net.
Talking about maligning somebody, you want him to stay at home, Bob.
Well, he did. He stayed at home right in front of the net.
All right, okay.
Now, let's take a look at another one. Your wings, you got to come back to help out the defense. And we see this one opening here, and you see Picard at the bottom of your screen, and he will get caught out of position, but take a look at the top of your screen, and that's Rocky Saginaw. Okay, let it go and see it develop now as the Pittsburgh breaks out on a 2-on-1 break with Salming back with a long lead pass here. Right at this moment, Saginaw is a good 10 strides behind his check, but he puts his head down, keeps digging all the way back in, and forced the winger to come back to him and took him out of the play. It's, I guess you'd say that that's what he's paid to do, finished the check and left the puck. I thought it was a heck of an effort on Sagelik's part because he was a long way out of the play to start.
Got to be important for the Leafs to get a lead like this when you're going badly, especially at home. You want to be able to look after things and play the way you want to play without having to get a goal at a certain time.
At this particular point, they could be ahead 5-0. Let's take a look at another. Now, we said some good things about him. Let's take a look at another play, a great passing play that developed here with Hickey to Billy Derlego, back to Shan, and then to Ricky Vive. Hickey with the puck now over to Derlego, and Shan moving up at the top of your screen, takes the pass just over the blue line, right in here, and drops it over to Vive. But as we stop it here, you can count 4 Leafs in over that blue line. You know, that's an unforgiven sin. You don't get that many people over there because somebody's got to come back and help with that one guy. That's why you get 2-on-1 breaks. But Vive got the shot away, missed the net. But the thing I want to point out, the fact that even though they are playing better in their own end, they still have that tendency to get 4 guys caught.
Well, usually this is a shootout between these teams, though not the last time, though we saw 31 shots in that period. 2 goals, both by the Leafs. So the score at the end of 1 period of play, Toronto 2 and Pittsburgh 0.
The day starts early for the servicemen and women of Union Gas, working to keep energy flowing to over 500,000 homes. Professionals who are trained to service your natural gas equipment and appliances, to provide energy management to modern business, and to our churches, schools, and hospitals. Our emergency servicemen are on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. At Union Gas, there are over 700 servicemen and women who deal with you person to person. At Union Gas, we're ready when you need us.
You can do it, so go to it.
Canadian Tire is your Proctor Silex Christmas gift center, filled with value-packed ideas for Christmas. Gifts that toast it, pop it up, spray it, iron it. For gifts that fry it, sizzle it, boil it, or brew it. Big budget or small,
You can do it.
Proctor Silex for Christmas from Canadian Tire.
It's for people like you, people who do Canadian Tire.
Well, Bill, we know why the Leafs are ahead. They've been playing better defensively and offensively, and we know why the Flying Fathers always win. It's because they have the horses. Here, come on in here with a summary.
Okay, Brian, we'll look at the Phillips first period summary. And there it is. Paymont at 15:32, Salming at 19:25. Toronto out shooting Pittsburgh 20-11.
The question is, where is Pittsburgh? They still have not made their appearance on the Gardens ice surface. That gives us a chance to look ahead to next Wednesday when the high-flying Vancouver Canucks play the Leafs here at Maple Leaf Gardens. That should be a good one. And the very next night, the Leafs journey to the Forum in Montreal, and that'll be for Toronto and Hamilton viewers only. 2 big games, Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Now, Rob Holland leads the Penguins onto the ice. And on the scoreboard, we see Minnesota leading Washington 2-1 in the second period. Goals by Bob Smith and Ron Zanussi for the North Stars. Paul Mulvey has replied for Washington. Montreal ahead of Buffalo 3-1. They're in the second period. Mark Napier with a pair of goals. Serge Savard has the other one, and Andre Savard has countered for the Sabres. Greg Malone coming off an injury as we look at Mrs. Punch Imlach in the crowd.
Well, we're getting set now for this second period. Ron Harris, the referee, calling the players to center ice. Derlego, Vive, and Pat Hickey starting for the Maple Leafs. Borja Salming and Picard on the defense. That's Mark Johnson at center now for Pittsburgh. Number 16 is Gary McAdam. The puck shot by the Leafs into Pittsburgh territory. It ends up back of the net, picked up there by Ron Stackhouse. Shot it up on the right side, and here coming down the ice is Johnson. He's over the line. Johnson is given a bump by Salming, but it was offside at the blue line.
Johnson, whose father is the hockey coach at the University of Wisconsin, was a big star with the American Olympic team. What a great victory that was for them at Lake Placid, winning the gold medal in the Olympics.
All set to go. Number 24 is Pat Hughes. He plays on the right side. The puck comes out to Stackhouse. Gets it over to Burroughs. Burroughs of Pittsburgh shoots the puck in and ends up in the corner. Goes back of the net as Picard stepped into his man. Hickey is given a bump by Stackhouse, and they get another whistle.
Pat Hickey did a lot of good work in that first period, setting up plays from behind the net. And Ricky Vive might have had a couple of goals.
Ready to go now for the faceoff as Peter Lee is now on the forward line, along with number 28, Jim Hamilton. Puck goes to Robert Picard. Picard gets away from one check, gets it ahead to Derlego. Derlego shoots the puck in off the boards. Vive takes a shot, and Holland stopped that.
There's Vive right in there again with a good shot on goal. Picard's been passing well. He can't have much conditioning, missing that much ice time the past couple of weeks. Saw Joe Crozier give him a little pat there. I was really surprised at Crozier after the loss to Washington Saturday night. I went in the dressing room. He was quite relaxed, quite calm, and in rather good mood, I thought.
Okay, Brian, Randy McCarlisle gets it into the corner, gets it handed back to him from Shepard. Goes out to center ice. Over the line for Jim Hamilton. There's a shot. Here, stop that. Goes to Darryl Sittler. Sittler straight up at center. A pass through for Martin. Martin goes after it. So does Pamo and Sittler. Sittler gets it. Centered it for Martin, and Martin is knocked down. Back down the ice for number 28, and he was rammed into the boards. Jim Hamilton. The puck cleared by Siroff. Over for Darryl Sittler. Sittler too well covered by Lee. Following up was Turnbull. Ends up at center ice, and it's cleared over the line as the linesman was hit at Wayne Forsey. From Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, this is...
If you're looking for the good times, then don't look very far. Break away to the good times. They're wherever you are. Breaking away to today. Breaking away to the good times.
It's been a good day.
Play just underway as the Leafs clear the puck into Pittsburgh territory. Dave Burroughs, number 8, gets it to the blue line, out to center ice. Broken up by the Leafs. Unable to get it over the line was Dave Parrish. Anderson wraps it into the corner. Burroughs goes after it. Saganuk is there with him. They go down together. The puck is back of the net. Lonsbury watched by Laurie Boschman. Puck stolen by Saganuk. Oh, and his shot was just wide of the open side of the net. Comes to Gardner. Gardner is knocked down. Now Lonsbury up through center ice, over the line, takes a shot. That's high and wide. Off the glass, Laurie Boschman. Kept in by Pittsburgh. Goes to the corner. Now then Parrish moves it up to Rocky Saganuk. Saganuk to Boschman. Back to Shand. Shand up. There's 4 of them over the line. Back to Boschman. Boschman shoots. And Holland goes and holds on to that so that there's no rebound.
Leafs lead 2-0 on first period goals by Pema and Salming. Rocky Saganuk goes off. He broke out of a slump against Washington the other night with a goal. Told me he was out visiting his former junior coach in Tabor, Alberta, and that is Gary Hull, Bobby Hull's brother. Lives near Peterborough, Ontario. Coached Rocky out in Western Canada a few years ago.
It's Pittsburgh with George Ferguson bringing the puck to center ice. A long shot bounces. Sura stops it. Picard clears it along the boards. Kept in by Randy Carlisle. Cleared by Derlego. Goes to the corner. And Picard gets it over on the left wing, and the Leafs break out to center ice. That's Pat Hickey for Bill Derligo. He was too well covered by Fauvert. Gets it out in front. Another shot. They're trying to get 2 whacks at it. Derligo went down. Ferguson, a long pass over on this left wing, and unable to move it was Rod Shutt. Sierra falls back to his own net. Picard gets it over on the left wing, and it's Pat Hickey up through center ice, up to the Pittsburgh line, drops it back. 5 works his way in, hits a shot, another shot. Puck, another drive in front. 5 took a whack at that. Pat Hickey over onto the far side, and Ferguson has it again. Ferguson coming down the ice, and it's the relay from number 9, Mark Johnson, sends Derligo back. Over the line, Derligo took his shot. That's going way up into the stand. This is Toronto Maple Leaf Hockey, live from Toronto.
Al Santing has put together one of the finest car service teams in the city, and he's very proud of his boys.
This is Al Santing. If you're not getting first-rate service for your repair dollar, it's time you discovered the Santing team. We do it all. Electronic engine tune-ups, alignments, steering and suspension, complete brake jobs, standard and custom exhaust. You name it, and we do it well.
Al Santing's Garage, Walker at EC Row.
Well, they just wished happy birthday to a fan named Tom, who's 98 years old.
And from the faceoff, Pima wraps the puck. Terry Martin leaves it there for Sittler. They end up back of the net. Sittler trying to dig it out. Ends up in the corner. Sittler goes back to Martin. Martin trying to center it in. Pima just missed it. Turnbull then into Sittler again. And his pass is intercepted and shot to center ice. Pittsburgh clear it down the ice. That's Bennett Wolf of Pittsburgh. Now Pima to Darryl Sittler. Sittler pass over on the left side, offside, from inside the blue line over the red line at center.
Joe Crozier using Terry Martin on that Sittler-Pima line again tonight. He started the season there. Had a very good training camp. You remember the night he got the 4 goals against Buffalo in a preseason game, but no luck so far in the regular season play, although he hasn't played very much. Terry Martin. Saw him having a chuckle over at the Leaf bench. Don't often see him smiling like that.
All set for the faceoff, and back out on the defense is Barry Melrose along with Ian Turnbull. Terry Martin knocked it over the Pittsburgh line. It was picked off there by Randy Carlyle. Went by Hamilton, stopped by Melrose. Melrose shoots it right back in again. Fauvert out Pittsburgh. Leafs leading at 2-0. A pass over on the far side. Here comes Shepard. Relays it. There's a drive. Sierra had no trouble with that as Melrose took his man into the boards. Randy Carlyle tried to get it over the line. It's deflected into the crowd.
Talking about elderly Leaf fans, there's a lady named Maria Scroggs in Colburn, Ontario, who was 101 years old recently, and apparently she claims to be the #1 Leaf fan. And then penalty timekeeper Joe Lamantia would like us to say hello to a friend, Mary Kay, just out of hospital. Another ardent Leaf fan, recuperating at home, and she's probably Joe Lamantia's #1 fan. There's Joe. Good work down there, Joe.
Puck comes over here to Randy Carlyle. Carlyle gets it over the line, but Shan had a piece of it. Still kept in, though. There's a shot, and that deflects wide over to the far wing. Anderson gets it out to Boschman. Boschman crosses the center ice, shoots the puck in. Carlyle tried to get it by Saginac. Wrapped off the boards by Hamilton. Leafs keep forechecking Pittsburgh in their own territory. Fauvert is given a bump by Anderson. The puck goes along the boards. Parrish couldn't keep it in, and Shan back at center ice moves up and flips the puck over the line into the corner. Goes back to the net. Fauvert. Pass. Handed to Randy Carlyle. Relayed back to Peter Lee. His shot hit Shand, and they traded elbows. Now then, Rocky Saginac. Straight up at center. Good burst of speed over the line. Takes his shot. And Holland makes the save on that. Saginaw goes back to Shan. Shan's shot deflects over to Rick Keogh. Keogh, Lonsbury, and Gardner over the line. Keogh back to Gardner, back to Keogh. There's the shot. Zura stopped that, and Boschman's on his way back. Boschman with Picard. Shoots the puck in. Picard after it. Back of the net. Picard was hauled down. The puck slides back to center ice, and Vive is there. Vive shot it to an open wing. Lonsbury clearing it into the corner. The Leafs recover, though. A long pass up at center, going down, and being hauled down from behind.
Well, what about a penalty shot on a play like that? Derlego appeared to have a jump on the defender.
With the score, Toronto 2, Pittsburgh nothing. Our telecast returns in a moment.
There's something naturally pleasing about us at Woves. If you haven't time to come in, use our drive-thru for quick, friendly service.
Good morning, welcome to Woves. May I take your order, please?
I would like a biscuit breakfast, please.
Woves Biscuit Breakfast. A freshly baked biscuit topped with egg, Swiss cheese, and ham.
Here's your order, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Get fresh at Woves.
Bennett Wolf gets a hooking penalty on Derlego. You can see the hook as Derlego was prevented from going in all alone against the goaltender. So Wolf off for hooking, 6:58.
Derlego with Vive and Pat Hickey. It comes back. Hickey was in the face-off circle before the puck was dropped, so whistled down by the linesman. Ready to go again. Derlego against Shepard. Derlego, number 19, gets it back. Now then, Turnbull goes to Salming. Salming shot one. That's deflected under Holland. And he just held it out at the last second.
Hickey was there, and so was Vive. Vive must be getting very frustrated at this point in the hockey game. He's had about 6 or 7 good scoring chances, whacking, and they must feel like it's shooting against a board wall or something. He can't find the knot hole. There's the shot by Salming, almost tipped in by Hickey, who's looking for his 300th career point. Eddie Johnson back of the bench faced his old pal Jerry Cheevers in Boston not long ago. First time 2 ex-goalies coached against each other. Cheevers came out a winner.
And the Leafs put the odd man. Clear the puck into the corner. Now there's going to be a penalty to Vive. He hooked Mario Faubert, and as you mentioned, in his frustrations, he finally took a penalty.
Well, that evens things out. Minute 40 left in the penalty to Bennett Wolf. Now Vive goes off for 2.
Rod penalty, number 22, Rick Vive. 2 minutes for hooking. Time
Let's watch it on the replay. It's 7:18. Faubert goes for the puck, and he's pulled down by Vive.
12 minutes and 42 seconds remaining to play in the second period. Toronto Maple Leafs 2, Pittsburgh Penguins nothing.
Leafs are winless in their last 6 games, 0-5-1.
Teams are playing even at 5-a-side as Pat Hickey being watched by Stackhouse. It came out over the line to center ice. Gary McAdams out there. Hickey tries to go through again. The puck is loose. And finally, the Penguins come back. Gary McAdams. And that's offside. Mark Johnson was inside the blue line.
Let's watch that penalty on Vive again as Faubert, number 5, tries to get to the puck first, and he goes to the ice. Vive goes to the box.
Dave Burrows, number 8, out there on the defense, along with Ron Stackhouse. Boria Selming gets the puck up on the left wing, coming up the center ice. Robert Picard gets it over. And Hickey tried to get it back to him, and it's recovered by Johnson. Johnson headmans the puck. McAdam coming to center ice for Pittsburgh. He cuts into Leaf territory. Robert Picard knocked him down. There's a loose puck. Sura stopped that. And Boria Selming backs back up the ice at his own blue line to center. Over the line. Takes his shot. And a good save there by Rob Holland. Burrows. Pass at center. Knocked down by Parrish. Shand recovers. Over to Sittler. Sittler for Pima. And Burrows has it now for Pittsburgh. And that one's deflected over to Parrish. Parrish shoots the puck in. Leafs go in after it. Puck is shot to the blue line, but not out. Here's a shot wide by Shand. Comes back to Parrish. Parrish send to Pima. Back to Parrish. A shot, and Holland stopped that. They're trying to roll it in from the side. It came out in front. And Ferguson comes back with Malone at center. Ferguson trying to break through the defense. He's too well covered. And there's going to be a penalty for hooking to Dave Parrish. This is NHL hockey.
Wood-burning stoves never stop being a good idea. Woodsman remembers how they were made. Thoroughly modern design with airtight steel construction. Best of all, Woodsman converts to an economical open fireplace. Woodsman stoves. Available at Windsor Electric and Fireplace Gallery, Chatham Street, downtown.
4 hooking penalties in a row now. 3 to the Leafs. Parrish got 2 of them. Leafs have played almost half a hockey game without giving up a goal here. But here's the rush by Ferguson that led to this hooking penalty. You can see Parrish giving him a whole lot of trouble there. And Ferguson goes down to his knees.
Well, Pittsburgh Penguins have a 2-man advantage for at least 15 seconds with 5 in the penalty box and Parrish. Here's Paul Gardner from behind the net. Trying to find a man in position. Goes back to Randy Carlyle. Here comes over. There's the shot. Sura stopped that. Carlyle has it again. 2 seconds left in the penalty to 5. A number drive, and Salming fell down in front of that one. And he knocks it into the corner. It comes out in front. The Leafs have it. Pema and 5. A pass to Ricky Vines. He's going right in deep. That's far off the post. Back for Pittsburgh, only to lose it at center ice. And Vines shoots the puck in again. And what a performance he's putting on tonight. Back for Pittsburgh, 1:13 left in Parrish's penalty. Greg Shepard off the boards to Gardner. Gardner gets it over the line for Rick Keogh. Keogh back to Paul Gardner. He shot it around on the board. Stopped by Randy Carlyle. He was checked and is cleared down the ice by Mike Curtin. Shepard goes back for it. He's back of the net. 46 seconds left in the penalty. 9:41 remaining in the second period. Leafs leading 2-0. Up the ice for Gardner. Over the blue line, drops it back to Keogh. The shot, that was off the post. Now getting away on the right-hand side is Melrose. Over the line, takes his shot, score!
Well, how about that? Melrose, strictly a defensive player, in his first game as a Toronto Maple Leaf, takes a hesitant rush down the ice. I don't think he wanted to go too far. He got up near the blue line and said, I better let it go from here. Watch the glove of Rob Holland. Holland doesn't know where the puck is. He looks back too late. A shorthanded goal by Barry Melrose in his first game, his first goal, halfway through the game, and it's 3-0 Toronto. Unassisted, Melrose. And that followed a shot off the post by Rick Vive. Now, Vive can't score on about 10 good chances. Melrose takes a shot from the blue line and scores off the glove.
And that was scored with the Leafs playing shorthanded. A shorthanded goal for number 26, Barry Melrose. Up the ice now for Pittsburgh. Over the line. It went by Hickey. Stackhouse was up there. Sira clearing it into the corner. Now back on the ice is Ferrick. 3-0 is the score. Cleared around onto this right side for Vive. Vive shoots it down the ice. As the Leafs are changing on the go. Ricky Vive, along with, they've got Boschman out there and Anderson. They're at the blue line. As Salming stopped his man, it's kept in by Carlyle. A shot that hit a leg. Salming after it again, taken to the boards, and that's where play ends. Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Why don't we discuss it over beer? You gotta have heart. You gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Miles of heart. If you're gonna brew a beer with great taste, there's only one place to start. Molson Light has got heart. It's got heart. Molson Light has got heart.
Join the movement to light.